at the end of the day, you might lose some.
Did you lose some?
No.
What is one misconception that people have about personal trainers?
We're the front line of health.
Talk about steroids.
The normal person that goes to the gym, I've heard that they're taking some form of steroids.
Have you ever like come face to face with it?
Yeah, I got offered.
Didn't tempt you, no?
Nah.
Never. Yeah, I told you before about that guy that I know that's my age, and he actually went to hospital because he was taking steroids.
And how old is he?
My age, 20. Apparently his mum was giving them to him.
Oh.
But he wants to look like Sam Sulek.
Fitness influencers, some may not even got the certificates and stuff.
It's one piece of advice you give to people that are starting the gym.
I train 4 times a week. Like, really? Is that it? I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Vision Talks podcast where we interview business owners to learn more about business. So who have we got here today?
Today you've got Jonathan Sentongo,
Yes.
Personal trainer in Ealing era. Yeah.
Perfect. So how you doing today?
Not too bad. Busy
Good.
morning, but you know.
Better after the football? We're not talking about it.
Let's not talk about it.
Sensitive topic. Did you watch the City match yesterday?
That was a walk in the park.
Yeah.
For Liverpool, literally. Yeah. City are finished. They've just got. They're gonna rebuild.
It's weird because I like seeing City get humbled, but not when Liverpool also winning.
Yeah, that's the thing. But like when we beat them, we needed a victory like that. So it's good. But yesterday Man City were at home.
Yeah. And
Liverpool was just after second half they was just defending.
Yeah, it was weird to watch. Like even De Bruyne's just completely off.
Yeah, but he's been on top for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So he's done his service for the Premier League.
You thinking over now, the title race?
I think it's over just because we don't have a striker.
Yeah.
And it's not even the striker, yes, is a big problem, but we don't actually have the players that are fit at the moment. They just don't look threatening as much. Like, you know, Trossard would be coming on the bench and he would score. Now he's starting. Sterling, it's a shame what's happening to him.
Yeah.
But, and then Ranieri, good up-and-coming winger.
He went off injured on Saturday.
Yeah, so now we've got a problem now. So if he's injured now...
I don't even know who. We don't have anyone.
Better call out the young boys.
Tierney on the wing or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's how bad it is.
It could get like that.
Yeah. Okay, so should we get straight into it?
Yeah.
So you're a personal trainer.
Yes.
So what inspired you to become a personal trainer? Straight off the bat, I want to ask you that.
Yeah, well, you know, what inspired me is that, one, I liked... I was always, based on my previous work, I was always helping, you know, people better themselves.
Right.
So just quickly, obviously... Me transitioning to PT, and before that I was also working in the NHS where I was working as an exercise specialist. So I dealt with patients who suffered with mental health, and what I was doing on my day-to-day was basically physical activity, like sports sessions, gym sessions, one-to-one sessions, and the population of those patients were, you know, they were very high risks. Some patients had high blood pressure, I wouldn't say high risk and sorts, but they were, you know, somewhat obese. So their intensity level was very low. So, when I mean intensity, they couldn't do as much. So yeah, I liked helping people. Got into it randomly because of my family friend, my aunt. And ever since then, COVID was where it started to hit. Where I said, no, you know what? I've got with this qualifications. I want to make the most out of it. So yeah, I decided to embark in personal training.
So you mentioned there the qualifications. When you become a personal trainer, what's the journey like? How many qualifications do you have to get, these sort of things? Is it a long process?
It depends. So for me, I was quite, when it came to, you know, knowing the body in terms of, you know, the muscles and the bones and stuff, I didn't find that difficult because I'd done GCSEP in school. Yeah. So I'm very good. And prior to that, anyway, becoming a personal trainer, normally, I was training, you know, in the gym, etc. And I would say it would take around, you could get done from 8 to 12 weeks.
Oh,
eight to 12 weeks. But I don't know. I think it's changed a little bit because you do your level 2 fitness instructor, and then you do your level 3 personal training, and then that's what I did. And then on top of that, due to the work I was doing previously before I became a personal trainer, I got my level 3 in exercise referral, and I got a level 4 in obesity diabetes management. So after I did get my, all you really need is the level 3 personal training. But for me, I wanted to add more skills into that. So yeah, it would say 8 to 12 weeks to get your level 3 personal training. The exercise referral, it varies. It probably takes maybe another 6 to 8 weeks, just because you've covered a lot of things in your level 3 personal training. And then the level 4 is just based on coursework.
Yeah.
So the quicker you do the coursework, usually case study will be like 100 pages. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's due at your own time. If you can do it, the quicker you do it, the quicker you pass.
Yeah. Do these qualifications, how do they help you? Is it when you're actually getting clients? Because I don't know, for the regular person like me, I don't feel like they're looking at what qualification do you have. Is it more for if gyms are hiring you? Well,
it depends on what field you're going into. So, for example, the normal standard, the gym group, pure gym, leisure centres. Leisure centres might be a little bit different, but most of they requires a level 3 personal training.
Yeah.
For you as for the individual, the more qualification you have, the better you can cover more variety of clientele.
Yeah.
As for me, I would class myself as an all-rounder because I can deal with, obviously, the exercising part, which is, weight loss and, putting on muscle and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, exercise referral, someone that may have just been referred due to, being pre-diabetic or, have a lot of things with their health, I'm more... clientele of that kind could come to me, whereas someone who may just have a level 3 personal training, it's just limited. So it's good to have more. The more qualification you have under the belt, the better. You can get covered. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you first got into personal training, how did you go about getting your first client? Because I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes you can get them through the gym or you can get them yourself.
Yeah. So how it usually works in where I work in the gym group. There's many ways. So I break down the way I do it. Personally, you can obviously use social media, which is just advertise, you post, you say,
Is that how you get, nowadays, you get most of your clients that way?
I get them through different ways. I get them, to be honest, ever since I started working in a commercial gym, I use the classes as my way of getting clients because, as you know, classes are free when you join the gym group. So you usually have, I do roughly maybe 3-4 classes a week. So, I might just do, today I've got 2. So what I'll do, that would be half an hour and a 15-minute class. So I just kind of sell myself to the point where, this is how you do the exercise, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of like you're getting what you may potentially pay for when you're doing personal training.
Yeah.
So I would say, I usually get from the classes. Sometimes I get emails. I get, things from socials. And then I could get a random email just any time of the day. But I would say majority come from my classes.
Okay. So how long did it take you from starting personal training until you got your first client?
So when I actually started doing my personal training, I was doing it at my old job at the NHS. So when COVID happened in 2020, 2021, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do something where I do some PT and then help staff. Because, what happened in COVID, a lot of people did put on weight, because you couldn't get out. They did say, you can walk and stuff. People weren't really motivated to do as much. People were doing home workouts, but once again, it's not the same as you dedicating your time to go to the gym.
Yeah. So
with that being said, I started doing it there. When I got my first, it was good, bearing in mind it was like a work colleague that I knew within the trust. 1 became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 4. Then I started thinking, I know what I'm doing here. And then some politics happened, which, we could there's always something. We could be here to the crack of dawn. But long story short, some politics happened, and then I ended up going to the gym group.
Yeah.
So that's what pushed me. It's because of where I was working in my old workplace, and I was gaining some clients, but obviously at the same time the hours were limited.
Yeah.
Because I was still working full time whilst I was doing this. So I said, you know what, let me push through and, you know, work another job while still working full time as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like, because me and you, we both work with clients, it's not like just going to a job, doing something.
Yeah.
And I feel like the problem I found when first starting was I didn't know how to price my work. Was that something you also
Oh yeah,
found?
that was the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
how do you go about that, and has it changed over time now? Is it
it's changed a lot because
Yeah.
when I did start, bearing in mind, I was thinking of doing personal training way before I even started doing that my old job.
Yeah.
So what I kind of did, I done research. Obviously, I know a lot of personal trainers from years of me training and stuff. But I always done my research. I had a rough idea about pricing, and
Yeah.
I kind of priced myself accordingly to the information I knew. And then as soon as I started working at this gym, I realized, hold on, pricing works differently.
Yeah.
In, you know, some in different areas, because, you know, some parts of London, you know, like central London, they're charging, you know, you can get £80, £90 per session, as, you know, some parts of, you know, South London, you may get £40 per session.
Yeah.
So I was working around, and then obviously when I was doing it at my old job, I was doing £25 per session. So when I went into the gym, the commercial gym, they're like, yeah, nah, the minimum you should be charging at that time, so it's 2022, was £35 per session. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, as my experience, you know, working, talking to, you know, people that have been in the game for quite a long time in a commercial setting, I understood how to move my pricing accordingly.
Yeah.
And then over time, you just kind of realize, okay, this is how your business runs. How do you want to run your business? With the experience I have, I felt like, you know, I was cutting myself short. So the prices, I only moved up prices when I felt like, okay, I hit a certain target. So if I hit a certain number of clients or a certain amount of sessions in a week consistently for 2-3 months, I look at, you know, fixing up my prices. So like even now I'm I'm comfortable, like, yeah, this is the price, this is how much it is,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Is it at a point where you're like, if you don't want to pay that, you're not like desperate for the client anymore, where maybe at the beginning you were?
Yeah, at the beginning, like anywhere, when you start somewhere new, you know, you take what you get. You know, at the same time, you may have experience, but you're just getting into something new.
Yeah.
So I was one of them ones where I wasn't, to be fair, I took what I got, but luckily I have never had to go below than what I actually set myself for pricing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying me personally, but I do know people that, you know, people I've known for years, they kind of cut it short, and I'm just like, you know what, no, because that's where you have to keep it a little bit professional. You have to be very consistent with your pricing, because if you say, like, if I charge you £50 per session and then you bring me a friend and I charge him, he says he can't afford it, I charge him £30.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
You're gonna give him a phone call saying, why you do you understand? So you just got to be very professional. The same way, I don't know, you may go to, like, you know, Vodafone, and you're looking at a phone, and okay, they might sell it at £50 per month.
Yeah.
But then you go to, you know, EE or O2, and they're selling it for like 53. You're gonna be like, why is it so much? But, you know, other service offers other things. So I'm very comfortable now. I don't really, my price is my price. People understand the price, and I always say, if you're very committed to looking after your health, you pay the price.
Yeah. For me, I felt like I had to go quite low at the beginning just to get clients. Was that the same for you, or was it a bit different?
I started low.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started low, and then what I did was I set targets for myself. So once I started to get busy to what I was from the beginning, then I started to readjust. So I would say the first year, I actually didn't move my price until the following year. So I kept it.
How did you make that decision? Like, what was because you must have been thinking about it for a while. Like, I need to move my price.
I think the first 6 months I was very disciplined and said to myself, I'm not gonna try and just, I'm gonna up it. Like, I'm just gonna take my time, build a relationship with clients, and see where it goes from there. And then, like I said, when I started the commercial gym in the gym group, when I got the first one, I was like, okay, good, we got to start here. Then the second one, then the third, then the fourth. And I think when I got to the fifth, The third, the fourth, and the fifth is when I got referred by someone. Someone referred, saying, yeah, you should go. So when those things started happening, I thought, okay,
Yeah.
we're getting somewhere. Then after the end of 2022, I was just like, you know what, cool. Price is going up. This is my price. And I'm going to stay firm in it. Because at the end of the day, you might lose some, but then the people that, will pay the price will pay the price. So
Did you lose some?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Was there a big jump in price, or was it just...
It was... So a mentor of mine basically said to me, based on the experience you have,
Yeah.
based on the years you've been doing the job, because obviously my previous job, I had basically at that time I had 8 years of experience, and I was training people, making sure they're doing the right thing, making sure technique was okay, making sure referrals were they got referred properly, they park you. So I was doing it for 8 years, and then they said, well, if you were a PT and commercial gym for 8 years, what you're charging now, you could charge double.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. Like, really? It's like, trust me, you can charge double. But I said, you know what? Let me stay a little bit humble, and then I would charge accordingly. But yeah, I didn't lose any.
That's not too bad. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a shock. I'm thinking, I have to email all my, current clientele, like letting you know the price is going up.
Was all these conversations done through email? Because I feel like, especially when you're starting out, the conversation about money can be a bit awkward. Was it all just over
No,
email?
I done it through email.
Yeah.
There was not really majority of people. No, everyone. Yeah, they understood it. They're like, "Yep, you're running a business." For one thing, I can say my clientele, some of them. Well, there's a client that I've been training ever since I've been a PET.
Yeah.
And he's a businessman and whatever, and he's literally sat there and said, "Listen, this is what you should do, because in my business, this is what I did when I started." And even though he's a client, he's actually like, we get along. So, even some ideas, he's like his business. I'm like, okay, maybe that's something I can do on the side, etc., etc. It's like, when it comes to when it's your service and you're doing a good job, and you feel like the price is not making sense, you got to move up. You got to just up your prices.
Does it ever happen? Just a question has come to me. Where you ever have to let people go, or do they? How does the payment work? Is it just like they pay for a certain amount of sessions?
Once again, this is just me. Majority of the time. So what I will do is when it comes to, so the way I run my service is basically, I do monthly packages and long-term packages. So with the monthly packages, it's like, okay, let's say, for example, you came to me and said, "Oh, John, I want to train, 3 times a week." Let's say, I'll be okay, 3 times a week, that's 12 sessions in a month. This is how much the 12 sessions cost. You pay up front, and that covers you for the month. Yeah. So however, because like with me as well, I understand sometimes you may not be able to do 3 times a week. You might be away, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Obviously, those are things you put in your terms and conditions on your contracts and stuff when you give it to your client. But yeah, for me, I'm very understanding. If you can't do 2, if you can't do 3 this week, and you may want to do 4 next week, fair enough.
Yeah.
However, if there's an understanding that we're doing 3 sessions a week, we've got 3 sessions a week. So yeah, that's what I do. So it's usually 1 session a week, 2 sessions a week, 3 sessions a week, and I try not to do more than 3. But sometimes I may be willing to do 4 times a week. I feel like for me, I train 4 times a week generally. Yeah. Maybe 5, but I think 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough for you to train. And like when I was saying long-term packages, it could be like, if someone's got like a, they want to do, like, I've been preaching on my summer's around the corner, and I'm like, 16 weeks or 14 weeks. Yeah. So I do like 12 week, 16-week packages where, it's like you can, either pay in bulk or you can do split payments, however. Yeah. And but the things with those, it's, if you invest in yourself, like in terms of when it comes to your health, I think that's one of the best investments you can do, because when clients come to me and say, how much is this? I'm like, this is how much it is. They're like, okay, what do I get with it? You be honest with them. Like, this is what you're going to get. You sit down with them. What is your goal? You break down the goal, and you break it down. Like, okay, in 4 weeks, this is what you're going to do. In 8 weeks, this is what you're going to get. 12 weeks point. This is where you should be, and in 16 weeks you will hit your goal.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I wouldn't say I try. Most of the time they hit their goal.
Yeah.
Because I'm very passionate about making sure that, you know, whoever works with me, they get to their goal. I feel like if I don't, I've sold them a dream. And
yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I don't do. I don't sell dreams.
Yeah, and in terms of, do you do like taster sessions to understand where the clients are?
Yeah, so...
And how long does that take for you to understand what is best for the person?
So what we do, in the gym, they usually have like apps. On the app, they have tasters.
Yeah.
So I think one thing, you have to understand about PT and just before, it's a good thing you spoke about that. I think there's not, a lot of people don't really understand how it works sometimes. So what happens is generally in a lot of the commercial gyms, you either work 12 hours a week.
Yeah.
With 12 hours a week, you do 3 shifts of 4 hours. Within those 4 hours, what you do, you know, maybe you do some classes, you do, you know, inductions, you do, you know, your health and safety, making sure, you know, the gym's, you know, properly in good, you know, spec and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, sometimes, you just, you know, showing members around the gym, doing gym tours and stuff. So that's what you do in your 4 hours. You do 12 hours in the week, and then outside of that, that's when you work with your own clients. So when I've talked about clients or whatever, that's outside my working hours.
Yeah.
So usually what will happen when you're talking about the PT tasters is PT tasters are done selective to what hours you want to do. So like me, you know me, I do my graveyard shifts. I'm there from like 6 a.m. till 7 p.m. But I'm there 6 a.m. to do my shift till 10, and then from 10 till 7, that's just me working with my clients. So what I'll do, if I've got like a 10 a.m., 11 a.m. client, I might have 12, 1, 2, and 3 free. So what I'll do, I may go to the manager and say, can you put a PT taster for this time, like 12:30? Yeah. And the PT taster's like half an hour. So it just gives people a chance to see, you know, what you may get in a personal training session. Or what I use that as a consultation. And you just find out what they're looking for and what they, you know, what their goal is. So usually a PT taster will take half an hour. So, and most of my PT tasters are actually consultations. They're just like, you know, they're trying to, you know, lose weight, gain some muscle, or, you know, they really want to start a fitness journey and they have no idea. So yeah, that's why I always tell people it's the best thing to do is book a PT taster or an induction, find out what you need, because, you know, the majority of the personal trainers in most gyms anyway will give you the right information and give you the right tools on what you need to do in your fitness journey.
Okay, and then does it tend to be similar stuff that each person may need, or does it completely differ?
Oh, it's different. Like, I've lost count how many PT tasters I've had just due to the fact of how many clients I've had. Clients who've had shoulder problems and they don't know how to, you know, they've had physio, but then they've been told that they need to do some workouts, but obviously they're very cautious on what they need to do. So I might have a PT taster for that. I did. I've also had people that have just come to me and saying like, John, listen, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've seen videos on TikTok, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you can, the videos on TikTok, but that might not be your fitness level, or it might not be the standard of the level of fitness that you are at the moment. If you want to get there, then I explain to them. So yeah, it's just different. They're all different kind of, you know, people that come and ask for PT tasters, and the outcome is always different, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is one misconception that people have about personal trainers, do you think? Because I feel like, for example, me, you're educating me, I don't really know. It seems like they just come along, they just teach you and then go, but there's obviously a lot more to that.
Yeah, I think we're the front line of health. Yeah. So when I say front line, we are the ones that actually deal with the, you know, the how to exercise correctly, how to strengthen your muscles, you know, your heart. So I would say we're the front line, because a lot of people don't realize, but, you know, people are like, oh, you know, when you don't work out, and I've seen it in my previous job and in life. Yeah. when you don't work out, you don't look after yourself. And it doesn't have to be gym. It could be physical activity. It could be football, basketball, netball, badminton, you name it. It could be any sport.
Yeah.
When you don't look after yourself, you generally might be unhealthy. If you're not eating the right foods, you're not following a good, way of lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, sometimes you tend to, get unhealthy. When you get unhealthy, you get sick. When you get sick, it could be very critical, or it could be a condition that can worsen. So, for example, when people are like, quite a few of my clients that I've had over the years, they've come to me and said, I need to look after my health. I'm pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
So they ain't got diabetes, they're just pre-diabetic. And they say, no, I need to take. I said, no, you don't need to take that. What you need to do is just adjust your lifestyle, exercise a bit more, eat healthy, have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
And things. So I feel like the misconception is that all we know is just training and that's it. But there's a lot that you can know from a personal trainer. You don't judge a book by its cover, because you might just see that person for whatever, like the 1 hour you're in the gym and you might think, all he does is just talk to clients. But then little do you know, there's always a history before he became a personal trainer. So I just say we're not respected as much. However, I think that's changing.
Yeah.
I think it's changing. I think ever since COVID, I think it's been more of a thing where people are now taking care of their health, because the pandemic, obviously, I don't know about you. I thought, boy, I don't know how we're going to recover from this. And I feel like as things went by and, lies were told about all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to get into that. But, I think people were more aware of their, to look after themselves.
Yeah.
So, I would just say we're the frontliners of healthcare.
Yeah. And does nutrition come into it a lot more than you think, in terms of what you actually know? And in the qualifications, there are a lot of things based around the diet that you have to learn.
Now, this is it's a good question you asked me. So, with what I learned, I never learned about nutrition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I would say I never learned. They give you somewhat a small case study about nutrition, like, foods, like, what to eat, or what foods have, this amount of protein, etc. And that's it, because, I think even in the level 2 or level 3, you have to do a diary, food diary as a case study. So
do you do that for your clients as well? Do you do meal plans?
I do meal plans, but I don't suggest what foods they should eat, because that's what dietitians do. Okay. Dietitians they're the ones who are allowed to tell you this is what you're supposed to eat. I'll never say I'm a dietitian. I just know what's worked for me. Yeah. And if it's based on a similar client that wants the same goals of what I had, based on my experience, so I give alternatives. I give you options of what's good, because another thing as well, people from different backgrounds, they eat different foods. Yeah. Do you understand? So when it comes to nutrition and stuff, I'm very like, okay, this is healthy, this is bad, etc. But I'm not going to be like, you need to eat this, because I'm not a dietitian. Yeah. But in the level 2s and level 3s, it covers a little bit about nutrition, but not too much.
Okay. And in terms of training, how important is the diet? Is it just as important as the training?
I think the nutrition is more important than the training.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, for example, when people are like, I want to get abs. I'm like, okay, cool. They think you can do 1,000 crunches, you can do all the sit-ups, etc. But if your diet is 100% trash, you're not going to get anything. And the percentage, I think when I was I'm pretty sure it's 80% diet, 20% exercise.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's not what you'd expect.
So abs are made in the kitchen.
That's what I was just about to say. My dad always said that to me.
Abs are made in the kitchen. So, and then with that, usually, the better your diet, then the more visible your abs will be in that such. But even when it comes to other muscle groups and stuff, it shows more. Like, if you're trying to, put on size, then you want to eat quite a lot of high protein meals and stuff. But if you're trying to lose weight and trying to get into a calorie deficit, you want to cut down the amount of calories you intake. So when people say, how do I lose weight? Simple. Just burn more than what you consume. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
and what about this? Why do I eat that? And that? Yeah, but you need to burn more than you consume. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you're consuming 2,000 calories, you better burn more than 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is, the simple method.
Yeah, because I feel like, especially for me, I'll go to gym most days, but then my diet is awful.
Yeah.
I'm not
When you say
seeing
awful, what do you mean?
I just eat loads of chocolate, loads of biscuits in between my meals.
Okay, one thing I can say, when I was starting,
Yeah.
my diet was, there was no rules.
Yeah.
I had no rules in my diet. But the thing is that when you're trying to put on, you can kind of get away with it. Yes, it's better if you have healthier options of food. Then, like, for example, if you're gonna have like chocolate, like replace it with some good fruit, or you know, or have some dark chocolate. If anything, if you're gonna have chocolate, have dark chocolate. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're putting on, you can kind of, you know, get away with. We call it cheap bulking.
Yeah.
You just eat whatever you want. That's what I did when I was young. That's how I put on my size. And then as years went by, I just kind of, pardon me, I kind of, you know, looked after myself a little bit better. So I kind of understood, okay, eat this. So instead of like chips, have mashed potatoes. Instead of fried chicken, have grilled.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So I learned on the go. So once I learned on the go, then it was kind of easier for me to do.
Yeah, I have, because I work with a few clients, part of my business. I have one, and he said to me that you have to eat healthy for your body, but you have to eat some of the unhealthy food for your minds. Do you think that do you agree with that? Because I've heard other people say, like, if you just eat salad and all this, like, healthy food, you might get a bit, like, I don't know, what's the word, but you might not be as happy. So you need to kind of
I think
vary
it's all about balance.
Yeah.
What that person said to I don't know. I don't know.
He's a good friend of mine, so be
Yeah,
careful.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to go about that one. But everything comes with a balance. So don't get me wrong. I have my 1 or 2, you know, off days where I eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's just everything comes with a balance, because like you will get tired of just eating the same thing. However, one thing I would do say, if you're disciplined enough, then you get to where you want to get. So I always tell people, like my clients, when they're trying to lose weight or they're struggling, I'm like, you have to remember you're doing it for you're doing it for the goal of you trying to lose weight and feel better.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And it can be tough. It is mentally tough, especially if you're changing your whole regime. But once you start getting into the habit of doing it, then it becomes easy. First couple of weeks, a month, yeah, it's tough. But then once you go over that, then you tend to be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you keep your clients motivated? Because I guess that comes from you, and you have to keep yourself motivated as well. So do you struggle with that sometimes?
No.
Do you just enjoy it? So it's not
for me,
such a thing.
Training is my lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
before I even became a personal trainer, I was playing football. So
Yeah.
when I was playing football, I already said, if I don't make it, like when I knew that, okay, I wasn't going to make a living or whatever, I said, you know what, I'm not going to do anything. So that's when I started going gym.
Yeah.
So I've always been motivated, no matter what, me personally, to work out anyway. So because of the passion I have, it was only right that I give that same passion to my clients. And to motivate them, yeah, you obviously have to, you know, talk them through what they're doing right, what they may not doing, what they may be doing wrong, what they feed back to you as well. They might say, John, I'm doing very well with this. Is there ways we can do it? I said, yep, we're getting to the right stage of your training.
Yeah.
And then one thing we always do, which you should do, is always change up the routine. You shouldn't just keep it the same. Change up the routine, the exercise routine.
Is that just so it doesn't get boring? Or?
Yeah, of course, it could be repetitive.
Yeah.
It could be repetitive. Like if you've been training someone for like 2 months and they know, oh, we're going to do this. And you don't want, what happens when you train, sometimes you may hit plateau, so you may be stuck and you don't see no change.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to rejig the training program. Me, I always train towards something. So like I train towards a holiday, or, you know, there's always something I'm training to.
You always go on a holiday as well.
Hey man, I need to see the world, man. I need to see the world. Yeah. So like for me, I like, you just I like traveling.
Yeah.
So if I know I'm going, I don't know, Dubai or America, or I'll be like, right, cool. I'll put a plan in place where I train up to this date,
Yeah.
go. Come back, train to this date, and go. And that's what I keep myself motivated. And that's how I do it with my clients. If my clients, a lot of them have targets. So a lot of things, they have targets. So some are running marathons, some are, got a wedding, some have got, all these big things, and they want to be in good shape and even feel better. Because you can even, let's put it out there. Exercising helps with your mental. Let's put it out. When you exercise, I'm telling you now, you feel 100% better after exercising. So and it motivates you to do better outside of the gym, in the gym, in life.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I stuck with exercising, either it would have been in football or PTing or in the gym or whatever. I've always just said, no, exercising just helps with your mental, and it keeps you focused. So that's why I always tell everyone, some way or form, exercise, no matter what it is.
If you were setting strict goals with maybe a client, do you try to keep it like, do you always have strict goals, or do you think it can kind of be bad sometimes to have strict?
No, I'll say...
Because maybe it puts pressure on the client, for example.
No, what we do, like I said, we have short, medium, long-term goals. Yeah. So, for example, I had a client, he had a shoulder problem. And when I mean short, he couldn't, like dumbbells, it was very difficult for him to even lift 10s, kilos, 12s. And I said to him, by the end of the year, you're going to push double. Is that what you think? So in his head, we've had a conversation that, John wants me to push double. So as weeks and weeks go by, even if we go 3 months into the year, if he's 80% already there, he already knows, hold on, I could get more by the end of the year. So then now he's like, cool, let's set another target. Sometimes we set targets where we don't plan to meet them quick. If you do, it's a good thing, because then you can move on to the next stage of, your fitness levels or your goals. So, and then what happens is they end up actually doing more things than they planned. Yeah. So it's always good to set realistic goals and long-term goals. Like when I say realistic goals, a realistic long-term goal, and then there's a medium goal and a short-term. The short-term one is the one you want to get to by the end of 4 weeks. Yeah. And you'll be like, okay, at the end of this month, you'll be able to do this. Once they get that, then they know, cool, we're on track. Yeah. But it's always, so strict. No, I would say, strict in the sense of, this is what we want, but it's not like, you better. Yeah. Because then it's just pressure. Yeah. It's not military. We're not in the military here. Yeah. So we just keep it, calm. And then the good thing is if you have, like we converse and you bounce off each other, and then, the session, it's more relaxed. Because you want them, I want my clients to be relaxed when they come here, and then, and work hard.
Yeah, that's how it should be. It's fun at the end of the day. You're
it's fun
to enjoy it.
Especially if you're an Arsenal fan.
Well, yeah.
You can go through the pain, the same session.
Yeah, you start lifting your heaviest weights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I want to move on to something a bit heavier. Yeah. Talk about steroids. Right. Are they more commonly used does the average person use them more commonly than you'd expect? Because I feel like you just see them online. Maybe you think people that compete, but do regular people also use them?
So when I started training 12 years ago, I would say the only people I knew who were taking them, or heard of, let me say, were people that were like, in the top of bodybuilding and all this kind of stuff, and, heard stories. And, there's YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. They tell you, this people do steroids, this and this. I think there's even a documentary of, it's called Generation Iron. So a lot of I think they've got 3 out. So it's all about like bodybuilders, about bodybuilding. Yeah. And they openly say they take steroids. So, and I think over the years now, I think the normal person that goes to the gym, I've heard that they're taking some form of steroids, which to me is diabolical, man. Like, for me, I'm against taking steroids. I understand why people take steroids, but the only people I'll say I understand are the ones that are doing it on the high level. But even still, it messes up your health. There's so much of side effects from taking steroids. People have died. People are having heart failures in their 20s, early 30s. You shouldn't be having heart. Well, if you're a bodybuilder, works out, looks after himself, eats well.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. It doesn't make sense. If someone's looking after themselves, they shouldn't be passing.
Yeah.
In a younger years. So, yeah, it's been. I've heard. I've heard.
Put it that way. Yeah.
I've observed a few.
Yeah. But in the gym world, it must be like you just hear things, or have you ever like come face to face with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got offered.
Didn't tempt you, no?
Nah.
Never. No. Like even when you're starting out.
No, never. I think what happened was, you know what? Someone got a funny story. So I went to a gym. It was a bodybuilding gym, and it could be a bit intimidating. It can be because people. I was like, he ain't gonna intimidate me. Cool, gone there. I think what was I? I was training chest and tricep. Normal, bodybuilding day on Monday.
Yeah.
Gone there, and I've gone with my friend, so we're training. We don't take steroids. Then I think it was on a machine, and it was quite busy, but we take it in turns. And I'm proud to say, what I was pushing a decent amount of weight, but another guy who's double the size of me is struggling.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, maybe you've done an exercise before, whatever. I was like, I'm really struggling. This is my first exercise. Here's my eyebrow. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how? So that's where I realized, hold on, there's something fishy going on about, words. Then someone says, do you take something? I said, nah. No, you don't take anything? I said, no, it's just pure strength and hard work. They're like, oh, rah. Have you ever thought of taking it? I said, nah.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, when people take steroids, it's like, it boosts a whole load of things. And you do get stronger, you can do more. But for me, I'm very against like taking stuff to enhance.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like there's protein shakes and stuff, cool. That's within reason. I'm not against protein shakes or whatever, but steroids, it's not for me.
Yeah, I told you before about that guy that I know that's my age, and he actually went to hospital because he was taking steroids. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was to do with his heart.
Yeah,
but apparently...
and how old is he?
My age, 20. Apparently his mum was giving them to him.
Oh.
Yeah, and because I told you he wants to look like Sam Sulek, and so he's taking them. And then he went into hospital, and he came back out, and he got straight back on them. His mum was giving them to him and stuff. And that's what I think the next thing I wanted to touch on was the quote-unquote fitness influencers. Yeah. I think that's one of the ways that they very badly influence younger people, because we can see these like muscular, strong people, and the quick way to be like them may be to someone to take steroids.
Yeah.
So, what other ways do you think fitness influencers can negatively impact people in the gym? And do you think there's also positives?
When it comes to fitness influencers, it's a funny one because I've had this conversation a lot of the time with a lot of people. So fitness influencers, some may not even be got the certificates and stuff.
Yeah.
So they may have trained for years with maybe a PT, or they found the information themselves. And cool. And because they may have a following on socials, and then, they get into the fitness game, as in they train and stuff, then they call themselves fitness influencers. You have to be very careful with those kind of, the information you get from some fitness influencers, because they are there to influence you to obviously into fitness to make you better. And, and obviously fitness, if you like straight up, if a fitness influencer's got 100K, you're going to be, 100K, you must know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Yeah.
Because I kid you not, I've had conversations with a couple of people. Yeah. Let's say they got to do their anatomy. They got to do their anatomy and physiology. So it can be a good thing because it spreads out healthy lifestyle and stuff. But you just got to be careful because not everyone everyone can be a fitness influencer, but everyone's not a personal trainer, exercise specialist, physiotherapist, you name them. A profession where you have to sit down, read a book, get examined, go through all the right procedures. Those are the ones you should be going to. The ones that have put in the groundwork, not just gone online and just,
saying what they want.
Saying what they want. But no, you can say what you want, it could be true.
Yeah.
But saying what you want and selling it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's selling it.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately with the online fitness thing, there's no governing body. There's nothing to say that you can't say this. There's no control.
Yeah.
But like I tell everyone, if you really want to know about, anything to do with fitness, or you really want to get a lot of knowledge, I'll play it safe and go to people in the gym. Or if you know someone that is qualified in that, that's my way of thinking. That's what I've always thought. If I always wanted to go information, I'm going to go to someone that's done the graft. Not to say people online don't do the graft, but it's just, I'm very careful when I see things. I'm like, okay, because there was things I used to see before. I'm like, oh, is that true? Then I've been in the game for quite a long time now. I'm like, oh, you were chatting rubbish.
Yeah.
But each their own.
Yeah, you just got to let them do it.
You just got to let them do it, man.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to look good to sell yourself as a personal trainer? And does that come with pressure, or is it because you've been training for so long, it's just part of you don't really think of it? It's part of your routine.
I'll say you have to be in some form of shape. For me, I've just worked out most of my life, so it's just been a thing where, you could say I'm part of the package where, okay, cool. Like, yeah, it does. It helps if you are in some form of shape. But once again, I know a few, PTs or coaches who are not in shape. Yeah. But they're very good trainers. They're very good PTs. They're very good coaches. But it just depends on, the circumstances. Like how we had a conversation off air about sometimes there could be a PT. He might look big and stuff, but it could be a health condition he has, or he can't do certain things. Yeah. But doesn't mean he can't not, train someone, because he has the ability to do it, because he's had 20 plus years or whatever years. But I'll always say to be in some good form of shape. You don't have to be like The Rock, or you don't have to be like, all these other guys. But if you know how to look after yourself, it does help. Because at the end of the day, when you're working on the gym floor, or your work whatever gym you're working at, when you're walking around and people seeing you, they're gonna be like, oh, he looks like he's got himself together, and then they'll be like, because all the time, what happens with me, this is another way I get sometimes my clients just come. So I usually work out, and then they'll be like, oh, how do you do that? And then, oh yeah, you do it like this.
We had that when we were filming once. I don't know if you remember, someone was asking.
Exactly. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, like how, how do I get your back like yours? I'm like, it's like, oh, are you a PT? It's like, yeah. Where'd you PT? Here. Yeah. And funny enough, later on we started training together, so I started training them. So it's like, you looking the part helps. It helps you. It's like, it's like your body's like your advertising campaign. Yeah. So it does help a lot.
Okay, but it doesn't come with pressures for you. Do you think it does for other personal trainers?
Pressure in what way?
In terms of like, they might not want to go to the gym, but they think I have to so that I can sell the business type thing.
Yeah, you can. But then I think it's a bit. I would say if you really want to look after others, you have to look after yourself. Right. Yeah. That's just me. I feel like if you want to train someone to get into a better form of shape, or physique, you should lead by example. Yeah. Do you understand? The same way, I don't know, I was gonna say Pep, but he's having a shocker right now. But no, we can use Pep. Pep leads by example because, he's been a player, he's won majority, he must have won everything, maybe in club level. So then, as now he's a coach, he may not be able to control the midfield like he used to, but his accolades and everything show. So his words speak 1,000. Do you understand? So it's always good to, if you caring for others, you should care for yourself. That's what I was saying.
So the next two questions that have kind of come together. So the first one is, what do you think is the most common mistake that people make when they're starting out at the gym? And then, in addition to that, what's one piece of advice you give to people that are starting the gym?
The most common thing is you get the time of the year. It's January, that stuff. Yeah, I ate too much. Doing too much.
Yeah.
So I always tell people when they come into the gym, or when they come, and I know new people when I see them because I'm working there all day and stuff. Yeah, I want to come 5-6 times a week. I mean, 5 times, 6 times a week. This is me. What was you doing before? I haven't exercised in like 8 years. I said, stop there.
Yeah.
You're doing too much. Oh, what do you mean? I said, all you need to do is 3 times a week. Really? So yes. You start off. I always recommend anyone that starts their fitness journey, depending on the levels they are at, you start with 3. Start with 3. Do that for quite a while. I'll say 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Then
you adjust. Maybe to 4. You get into 4. Then you go back to 3. Then, depending on your fitness levels and how fit and strong you're getting, then you can push it to 5 or maybe 6. But when you push it to 6, like when I tell people I train 4 times a week, like, really? Is that it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. No, I'm like, okay, let me tell you what, I'll break it down. So I train 4 times a week. That will absorb some resistance training. Then on one of the days, I might do, I play football. So I play football. So that's the 5th day of me being active. And then maybe on the 6th day, I'm doing yoga or some form of stretching. But the yoga and the other day I'm not working out is basically my rest day.
Yeah.
Football, because I'm not playing at the level I was playing at before, it's only going to be for like an hour and a half. After that, I rest.
Yeah.
The body demands different things with different exercises. So, resistance training 4 times a week, your body will break down if you do resistance training 6 times a week.
Yeah.
If you go straight in. Obviously, bodybuilding, people are doing that, but there's ways and structures of ways they can do it where they're not, injuring themselves and they're not overloading on certain muscle groups.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But yeah, I always tell people, don't do too much when you start. Just do enough. When you do enough, you gain habits. When you gain good habits, then you could move more. And then because you motivate yourself more. When you know you're only going in 3 days a week, you just got to find 3 times out of the 7 days of the week to go gym. You put a lot of pressure on yourself when you say you want to go 5, 6. That means you're trying to say you're going from Monday to Friday. Now, with the people my clients and stuff, and life in general, even me and myself, sometimes you can't do 5.
I don't think the average person has the time to really do.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, some, like, they do, but, they make it work. But for me, I always 3 to 4 is more than enough.
Yeah.
It's literally more than enough. I've gained more by doing 3 days a week than doing 5. And then it's just because when you're doing that, you're resting. That's the most important thing as well. I was going to put, a lot of people forget that you need to rest. Rest is where you're going to see the growth, where you're going to see, progress with your fitness levels and your body. That's why I say 3-4 times a week. So, for example, if you're going to do 3 days a week, you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to do 4, you can do Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or you can do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday. It depends. You just got to work around your lifestyle. Once you work around your lifestyle and you see maybe this day I work from home, I can go to, whatever, work around that. But yeah, because it can get difficult.
Just different for each person.
It's different for each person, yeah.
So coming towards the end, the last few questions I want to ask you. Yeah. So if you could do only 5 exercises for the rest of your life to train your whole body, what 5 exercises would you do?
Oh. 5, okay.
Yeah.
So it'll have to be squat, any form of squats. Could be barbell, back squat, or goblet squat, or Smith machine, any form of, so it'll be, I'll probably have to pick the barbell because as much as I dislike it, it's one of the most beneficial exercises to do.
Yeah. So that's one.
That's one. Dumbbell bench press. Yeah. T-bar rows. Yeah, because that.
You love your rows, huh?
Yeah, that targets the whole back. And then, so we got 3.
Yeah, 3.
And then next one will be, it's tricky now. It will have to be a tricep movement, a tricep press down. And bicep, EZ bar, bicep curl.
Yeah.
You need the arms, man. you need the arms, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And for the tricep, I love hitting triceps. You use the rope or what are you using?
Oh, so there's different variations when it comes to tricep. You know, we've got 3. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
But there's 3 heads on the tricep.
Yeah.
So, the V handle grip.
Yeah.
There's that one. That's good. Then there's the rope. Then there's the straight bar, and then there's the reverse grip. So all these ones
What's
target.
the reverse grip is with
So the reverse grip could be like a straight bar or like an EZ bar.
Yeah.
You hold it like this, and then you're pressing it down. But you have to press it down with a twist. So it works the long part of your tricep.
I've never tried that. I might try that.
Yeah. Come to the gym, I'll train you, mate. And
For free, yeah?
Oh, mate, you take my photos, so you might as well. Yeah, that's one good exercise, because that's what actually gets your arms big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said, no matter what you do, if you want to fit nice in a t-shirt or whatever, chest exercise, one back exercise, and tricep exercises.
What about shoulders?
Shoulders, yeah, because, well, one thing with shoulders, I usually do incline, so it works the upper part of your chest. And it plays a small part on your shoulders, but if you obviously want to get big shoulders, then yeah, you have to isolate like a shoulder press movement, lateral raises, exercise with dumbbell or cable machine.
Yeah, okay. And my last question for you is, what's next for you in your business? Do you have any long-term goals that you setting out, or do you just want to see where PT takes you?
Well, to be fair, I hit my long-term goal quite quick, where I wanted to be a self-employed PT. That happened earlier last year. Earlier last year, yeah, my appendix ruptured, but so beginning of summer, I was able to say, yep, I'm going to be self-employed. So I hit that. So what I'm actually just liking the journey I'm on now. I've got, some long-term targets, which I want to keep, undisclosed at the moment. But yeah, it's looking good. Right now, I'm just enjoying the work I do, making sure everyone, hits their goals. And I just love training. Like, a lot of people say, like, I was like, you work these long hours, don't you know? Well, I said, I'd rather work long hours for my own self, my own business, than, work for a company that doesn't care for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you do work. What time did you start work today?
Well, I started at 9, so that's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday, yeah. So I started at 9. Had, 4 clients before
This
then.
morning?
Yeah, this morning.
And you've got more
afternoon.
after this?
Got more, and then I've got a HIIT class and an ab blast class to do. So
it's Sentongo Mondays.
yeah, Sentongo Monday. So Monday evenings and Sentongo evenings. Yeah, so I'll be there. So yeah, today was 9 a.m. start. Finish probably 10, and I still have to work out.
Yeah.
So
non-stop.
Non-stop. The work doesn't stop.
No, but if you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time. Just shout out your Instagram, TikTok, whatever you...
Yeah, so my socials is Sentongo Fitness. You'll find me on Instagram and TikTok. Those are the 2 socials I'm using. If you're looking to do any personal training sessions, I'm in Ealing area, the gym group in Ealing to be specific. Listen, if you want to work hard, come to the chamber. Yeah, I'll put you through your paces. And yeah, that's where you find me.
Perfect. And subscribe to me. And yeah, until the next one, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.